Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. Not just a plain remaster, but a deluxe one apparently. Well, besides Frank's receding hairline and worse voice.
Remember that name, because the whole world's gonna know it in 3 days.
I'll get into that in a minute. I want to bust out the positives before I become a negative Nancy, a Debbie Downer if you will. The game, besides Frank's, new look, all looks pretty damn good and is as faithful a remake remaster as you can get. The gameplay is essentially the same, with a few quality of life improvements like being able to aim while shooting, and smarter NPCs who hopefully won't die as easily as you have to escort their butts back to the safe room. The game will also run in 4K 60 FPS on the RE engine, and also a fine-tuned, the interface, so with also added autosave functionality. Psychos look good, Jessie looks pretty much the same, which is great, and Isabella has a nice makeover, giving her more of a younger look based on her appearance from Dead Rising 3. They even kept the funky, hilarious physics the same, as they didn't want to remove any charm from the original. All in all, looking like a pretty damn good, faithful remaster, remake, whatever. One caveat from the trailer is apparently the game is digital only, or at least it is when it's first released on September 18th. A physical release is set for November 2024. There's also a digital deluxe edition that will include additional costumes and mall background music. Okay, time to discuss what everyone is talking about. Frank's new look, and more importantly, his new voice. Let's get his looks out of the way first. Look what they've done to my poor boy Frank. He looks like the Joker in the Arkham games, but without the clown makeup. I mean, he wasn't much of a looker in the original, but it seems they're going with an updated version of like his Dead Rising 2 looks, where his hairline took a serious hit. While I still prefer the original look, it's not the biggest problem here. See, as soon as Frank opened his mouth and spoke his first words of dialogue, I'm sure all Dead Rising fans immediately turned their heads and all had the exact same thought. That's not TJ Rotolo.
Kinda. I've covered wars, you know.
Who is this imposter that's taken over Frank? Apparently Capcom decided to go with a different actor this time. An odd choice. Now, I can already hear the speculation on why. Maybe it's because he's in a union, or maybe it's, he's got a bad relationship with Capcom. Maybe he didn't want to do it. All of them false. TJ recently provided the voice for William Birkin in the Resident Evil 2 remake, and a lot of the actors there and in 4 are also in a union. So both those, all those theories are out of the window. Surely Capcom knows how popular Frank and his original voice are in the Dead Rising franchise. Well, according to TJ, Capcom never even asked if he wanted to come back. He was asked why he wasn't returning as Frank, and he said, "The answer to your question is I have no answer. All I can say is that what I've always been grateful for every opportunity to help bring Frank to life. An actor's job, when called upon, is to show up prepared, deliver your best, and when done, move on to the next mission. I simply wasn't called for the mission. The reasons are the producer's own." This feels like such a missed opportunity to bring back such an iconic voice from almost 20 years ago. I'm personally going to hold off until at least the physical edition comes out, as I've been burned by both Alan Wake 2 and Baldur's Gate 3, which weren't going to have physical editions, and then they eventually came out anyways. So I've learned my lesson. All in all, it looks really good. The gameplay looks fine. The graphics look good. Frank looks a little weird, and he definitely sounds not as good as the original. So what are your guys' thoughts on Frank's new look and his new voice? Overall, from what I've seen online, it's pretty much, overwhelmingly negative, but it's not like a deal breaker. People are still going to buy this game, like me, myself included. I grew up on this. I'm not a big fan of the timers. I never have been, but the original is a classic, and I will always, always play it.